Hit the change room. We're about to level up.
Look, if you've ever told yourself, I'm going to wait until I'm less busy to start my fitness journey, I want you to have a listen to this conversation. I sat down with our amazing client, Stella, who has now been able to lose over 6 kilos in a couple months. And I had a conversation with her because she is traveling all the time for work and she can't do 5 to 6 days a week. And I think she is a perfect example of if you have been thinking, man, I don't know how I'm going to do a fitness journey. I'm so busy. I'm so strapped for time. There's too much going on. I don't have the capacity. She is a shining example of someone to look to, and I hope you'll be inspired by it. I'm fairly confident you will.
So I actually moved back to Auckland from Wellington a couple of years ago, and I have been spending that time trying to find my gym. I tried things out and that, but I just couldn't find my gym. And one day I'm in the Cook Islands and I get a call from Manny and she's just like amping me up and like making me really excited about coming to this place and having a conversation with this guy Luke and that. So I thought, like this sounds like the place that I left in Wellington and the way, the vibe, the kaupapa, struggling with motivation, struggling with energy, struggling with making good choices around food, struggling with work-life balance. So I signed up, but I signed up at this craziest time. I have been traveling ever since with work. But the program allows me to make it work. The value I get from the semi-privates, and that means that, I got to turn up. Where I can get some classes in, I do. And when you go into classes, you jump in and you go boom. And whether or not you're doing boom right, as far as technique goes, who knows? You find out when you've got an injury. 100%. And I think that's where the semi-privates have given me even more value in that because I'm so conscious and slowing down in the classes to make sure that I've got, shoulders are back and, I'm pulling in this and pulling in that and legs are, feet are on the ground and then, all that sort of stuff and that. So that's huge. My movement and the effort to walk is significantly different in that because the movements, I'm able to move my body a bit better.
That's so cool.
It's huge.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, Luke, you and the team were like, no, we can make this work. We can do this and that. And, Naya refers to me as the weekend warrior because I come in and do crazy. I do, I do the semi-private and then I do a class because that's when I can do it. Yeah. And that's what I can do. And that's the energy that I can bring to my gym membership.
You've managed to make it work.
Yeah.
If you were talking to someone who was kind of, looking at a fitness journey and just going, how am I going to possibly make this work? I'm so busy. Like what advice would you give to them?
Really funny because I was just saying to you, Luke, I overthink everything and that, but actually I've kept this really simple and that I've kept it to what I can do and that to work around what I can do, and I'm not beating myself up for the fact that I can't do it every single day and that. So when I turn up, I turn up. I turn up and I work. I put in the mahi and that's it. And that because I'm not here for another week. And that, but I know that whatever I do, and that I need to turn up and get the gains that I need to get. And that, so you just make it work for yourself. Don't overthink it. Don't overcommit. Don't think, oh my gosh, I can't do Monday to Friday. I remember, look, our goal was 3 to 4 classes a week. And then I'm thinking, shit, how am I going to do that? I'm traveling, blah, blah, blah. And I can't do it Monday, Tuesday. When am I going to do it? I do it Saturday, Sunday. I hit my goal, 4 classes. I do it Saturday, Sunday. So, I can set a goal, but how I achieve that is up to me.
100%.
Yeah.
I think the question then is, have you been able to see results doing it the way that you're doing it now?
Yeah, I have. Strength-wise, energy-wise, food-wise, and that. Like I just got the prolific recipe book, and that. So I'm trying the chickpeas today, and that I've got it all prepped.
Let me know if they're good.
Air fry, because I'm away again, and so I need protein. I need protein to keep me, keep me going when I'm away, and that. And so, and that's another thing. Is like my focus with food is protein first, and that. And I try and do the first thing, but I don't beat myself up when I don't do the first thing, and that. But protein is has been my priority throughout this whole thing, and that.
Awesome.
And I think as I get older too, I need it.
Yeah, most people do. It's actually most people do struggle with that for sure. Yeah. And have you enjoyed the process of getting good at understanding how to strength train properly? Is that has it been something that's important to you?
For sure. And that and I didn't realize the simplicity, but not the simplicity of it, right? And that because I'm such a visual person, and I look at what I can see rather than what's beyond that, what are the muscles that are beyond that create the strength, and that, you know, and I don't know if that's a normal thing, that if you see what you see, that's what you pull, and that, but actually it's other parts of the body that you're supposed to be a bit more intimate with.
Remind me, have we seen results in terms of weight loss?
Oh, big time.
Have we? Well, so remind me, like, what have we done actually in terms of weight loss?
This morning, I weighed again in that, and so my goal is double digits in that. So I started at 125, I think. This morning I was at 119.2.
Come
and
on.
That, so I'm just, you know, and I think it's just that not overthinking it, not being an overachiever, and that just keeping it really simple, being okay with not being okay.
Totally.
And with not cracking the, you know, how am I going to do with this, and that just doing this.
Yeah.
And that. And again, that protein thing, like that's just at the top of my list. Also, one of the other things I do is that every time I come, I always bring my own protein. I do my own protein drink before I leave here, because otherwise I'll stop at the bakery or stop at McDonald's on the way home, and I have to have better options in that.
Totally, and just building those little habits. I think you're the perfect example of not overcomplicating the journey and the process. You just you really have. You just show up. You just do it. You know what I mean? You just show up. You just and even if it's you know 3 sessions on a Saturday and Sunday, or if it's throughout the week because you can, not overthinking that. Because I think far too many people get caught in their head. And just doing the thing, you know. And
sometimes I feel a bit. I feel, oh shit, I can't do this and that, and then I'm like, you know what? Nah, I can. I can't do this. 100%. I won't be doing it like Ryan, or I won't be doing it like Anna or Luke, and that, but I'll be doing it.
You'll be doing it like that soon. Yeah. What are you looking forward to the most for the coming parts of your fitness journey?
I watch TikToks, and I watch transformation TikToks, and I watch, you know, these big women in that who have gone on a journey and they're not skinny. And I remember my interview with you, Luke, my first time, I said, I want to be, what's her name, the tennis player?
Was it Serena Williams?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the body I want. I want to be strong, and that I'm not looking for skinny, and that I'm looking for strong, and that, you know, a booty that can like
come on now.
hold it,
come
and,
on
you know,
now,
like all of that. That's, you know, and if I get there, whatever that looks like for me, the variation of me, and that I'll be good with.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, awesome work. I'm so stoked with it. You're done.
Hit the change room. We're about to level up.